Guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Chris Davis. Today we're going to review Game of Thrones Season 5. So, this season, it starts off with a flashback. Cersei remembers a moment in her childhood when she and her friend went to go see a witch. Cersei asked the witch about her future, and the witch gave her a prophecy. And Cersei remembers the witch's prophecy, and she sees that it's coming true. She lost her son Joffrey. She lost her father Tywin. Tywin she lost because of like Tyrion. She thinks she lost Joffrey because of Tyrion, but we know Tyrion didn't have anything to do with Joffrey dying. But she sees that she's losing her other children, Marcella and Dorne, and she's losing influence over Tommen to Marjorie Tyrell. So Cersei comes up with a plan. She sends Jaime and Bronn to Dorne to bring back Marcella because Cersei has received a threat that Marcella's in danger. And Cersei, to deal with the Marjorie Tyrell problem, she empowers a cult called the Sparrows and makes them a militant group. And they arrest her brother Loras, and then they arrest Marjorie for perjury for Loras's crime. But all this backfires on Cersei when they arrest her for all the wrong that she has done. And Tommen doesn't do anything to stop the Sparrows. Even though he's king, he's still just a boy, and he's easily influenced. We see that from Marjorie, and then we see that the Sparrows are easily influenced. With Cersei locked up, and Marjorie and Loras locked up, and Tommen not doing anything to stop the Sparrows. The Sparrows are in control of King's Landing and the Seven Kingdoms. They're the ones who rule. Because Tommen even tries to go see High Sparrow, but the militant group tells Tommen, the king, that he can't see the High Sparrow. The High Sparrow is praying right now. So this is obviously proof that the High Sparrows are in control of King's Landing. Because the king showed up, the king demanded to speak with High Sparrow, and then the lower sparrows told him no, and then the king just went on about his business, saying he'll come back another time. So they're not in control anymore. It's the sparrows that are in control of King's Landing. So with Jaime and Bronn going to Dorne, they're in Dorne. They're going to save Marcella, and they're getting ready to take her from like the Water Guard. But then you see the Sand Sisters or the Snake Sisters. They show up, and they're fighting Jaime and Bronn. However, the Dorne officers show up. They arrest everybody. They eventually Jaime and Bronn are released. So are the Sand Sisters, and they have a better understanding now. They're Jaime and Bronn are taking Marcella home, but Marcella dies because she was poisoned by the mother of the Sand Sisters. So, um, next thing that's happening in this story is let's go back to Cersei. Let's go back to Cersei. Cersei is in prison, um, in the Sparrows like dungeon, and before she's released, she confesses her crimes. When she confesses her crimes, she only confesses about uh, killing King Robert Baratheon and having an affair with her cousin. She admits to those things. She doesn't admit to the things she has with her brother James. But since she confessed her crime, she has to do this walk of shame where she walks all the way back uh, to the king's castle from the Sparrow Citadel, and she's walking nude, and all these people are shaming her, throwing stuff at her. Cersei should be punished for all the terrible things she's done, but not like this. Okay, so other characters to talk about: Arya. Arya is in Bravos. She's in the House of White and Black, trying to learn to be an assassin who can disappear. She's given an assignment to kill somebody, but she abandons that assignment to kill someone else on her personal list. But she's punished by becoming blind for doing this. We see Tyrion. Tyrion is with Varys. Varys helped Tyrion escape, and they're going to see Daenerys Stormborn and throw her lot in with her because they want her to take over Westeros, take over King's Landing, and rule over King's Landing. They don't want the Lannisters anymore. And Tyrion doesn't want the Lannisters because his own family tried to kill him. Anyway, while they're riding in this cabin, Tyrion insists on leaving the cabin because he needs to be outside. Varys warned him that it's too risky, that if anyone sees him, he'll be taken. He doesn't care. He wants to be let out. So they let out. They're in a brothel. And then Jorah Mormont, the guy who was banished from Daenerys Targaryen, he sees Tyrion and he captures Tyrion. And uh, he's going to take Tyrion to Daenerys to win favor with her so he can get back to being her servant. Anyway, they're attacked uh, by these stone men, and then they're able to defeat them. But Jorah Mormont has been touched by them, and he's been infected with crazy. Tyrion and Jorah are both sold into slavery. While a battle is going on in a slave fighting pit, Jorah notices that Daenerys is there. He defeats the rest of the slaves and shows himself. And Daenerys doesn't even want to see him, but he offers Tyrion as a gift. So Daenerys hears him out. She accepts Tyrion, but she still banishes Jorah, and then he leaves again. And Tyrion is advising her how to quell this upheaval with the Sons of the Harpy. We then see that there's another slave fighting match, and Jorah Mormont is there again. He defeats all the other combatants, and he sees that Daenerys Stormborn is about to be assassinated, but he throws a spear and kills the assassin. We see all these Sons of Harpy circling around Daenerys and her followers. They're trying to kill them, but they're saved by Daenerys' dragon. Drogon, or Dracarys, the dragon saves them. She flies off with the dragon, Daenerys, but the dragon drops her off and leaves her, and then Daenerys is taken into Dothraki custody to be with the other Dothraki widows because she was married to Drogon on the first 2 seasons, and she should have been with the other widows of the head Dothraki. Sansa is with Lord Baelish, but Lord Baelish gives Sansa to the Boltons. Ramsay Bolton marries Sansa, and he's abusive to Sansa. And Sansa is pleading with Theon to help her, and Theon doesn't want to because he's afraid of Ramsay Bolton. Sansa tells Theon that, hey, light this candle at this broken tower. If you do, someone will come to save me. And instead of doing that, Theon decides to tell on Sansa. He tells on Sansa, and then they torment for Sansa. She's flayed. But when Theon witnesses Ramsay abusing Sansa, uh, he then decides to help Sansa escape. And they're nearly brought back to Ramsay's castle until Brienne, Karth, and Podrick show up and help them fight off the attack. Then they are able to escape and head to Castle Black. So with Castle Black, uh, Jon Snow, he's now commander of the Night. After the battle with the Wildlings, after he stepped up and helped crows fight off the Wildlings and stuff, he was named leader of the Commander's Watch. Stannis Baratheon shows up at Castle Black, saying that he's staying at Castle Black momentarily, but he's going to take Winterfell so he can take King's Landing and be the king of the Seven Kingdoms. That's his plan. However, when they leave Castle Black, there's start heading to Winterfell. Stannis' army isn't used to the cold, harsh conditions of the north. So you have some people desert, and then you have Ramsay Bolton. He takes his 20 men that he got permission from his father, and he he takes those 20 men and he's burning horses in Stannis' camp. He's destroying weapons and destroying food supplies. He's doing this to weaken Stannis' military, so they're not as effective. So some people desert, and Stannis decides to do what the Red Priest says, sacrifice his daughter, so they can turn things around. But that doesn't happen. It just makes everything worse. People desert. Stannis' wife kills herself, and Melisandre, the Red Priest, abandons Stannis. Stannis goes forward to try to fight Bolton's, loses, and Brienne of Tarth sees him wounded, and she finishes him off to avenge Renly. Jon Snow, what he does is he's trying to convince his brothers of the Night's Watch that they have to work with the Wildlings in order to defeat the White Walkers. Because if they don't, they just leave the Wildlings out there. The White Walkers are going to defeat the Wildlings, and then that's going to add more numbers to the White Walkers, and then the people of the Night's Watch are going to be overwhelmed. They don't have that many people already. So uh, Jon Snow makes a deal with Tormund to go to the Wildling camp, bring them to south of the wall, so they can help defend the kingdom whenever the White Walkers show up. When they do this, though, they're attacked by White Walkers. They're able to escape, go back to Castle Black. But before they do, they see the Night King revive all their fallen comrades, and they're now White Walkers. Jon takes the rest of the wildlings through the tunnel, past the wall, past Castle Black. But when he does this later on, he's assassinated by his own men and left out in the snow. And that's where the season ends. So overall, a really amazing season. A lot happened. It was really good. So that's all we have for today. If you liked what I had to share, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with all your friends, and all of you